think it was around here they found Nadine's body, and I'm not quite sure. Because at first they were saying a girl's body has been found in the water, and I was thinking, I wonder if I know her. And when it came up it was Nadine, I was gutted. Because I lived with her for a little while as well. It was like it wasn't true, it was like it was all some horrible dream. It's not the sort of thing you expect to happen to a friend, is it? This is where I used to stand, this is where I used to work. I mean, not only are you stood here looking for punters, you stood here looking out for old Bill. I mean, you're not only looking that way and that way, you're trying to look behind you. I mean, you're getting some cars and you come out with £20, you're getting some cars you can come out £50. I mean, if it's a good day, then you only need to go out, what, 3 times? 2-3 times? But if it's a bad day, then you're just out constantly all day. I felt safe here because you've got the shops and everything, and there's houses in front of you. There was a few times I went down St Werburgh's, but that's just an industrial area. I mean, late at night you scream because you're getting attacked, there's nobody to hear you.
Would you come out again?
What, now?
Yeah.
No way. No way. Not again. I couldn't, not now. Not after what happened to Nadine, I couldn't. Younger kid, I suppose I was alright. Not too badly behaved. It was kind of like when I was about 11 and 12, I started misbehaving and I just got worse. When I hit a teenager, that was really when everything changed. 16 when I first went out onto the streets.
Until I actually seen her stood on the corner myself, I did not believe that she was a street girl until I seen her actually stood on the corner.
Early Saturday morning, there was Lorna on the corner. And then it broke my heart. You know, to see your own flesh and blood selling herself on the street just to get a hit.
Dad used to come around looking for me. If I hadn't been home, he used to come around looking for me just to put my mum's mind at rest.
It would blow my socks off right now if I found her out here. I always remember when Debbie and I were chatting with Lorna one evening and saying, what do you see in this? Mum, Dad, I love the danger and excitement. And that always stuck with me, because I turned around straight away, quite curt. So I'll join the bloody army then. And I've really been quite exasperated sometimes at the things she'd been getting up to. You don't stop loving, you get angry, everyone gets angry and upset. You never stop loving, you know, your children. It's having faith. And I said things couldn't get any worse, and lo, they did. But you still got to keep the faith, brother.
We used to get the scouts come up all the time. A number of reasons my mum and dad asked me to leave. I was kind of like staying in bed nearly all day. I suppose in a way they'd done it to help me, help myself. This is where we had our mattress, just there. We used to put all our stuff down there, like our clothes and all that, in black bags. But it was alright because not many people could see us. I mean, you don't go looking in bushes. I felt like this is what I was worth. I wasn't worth no better. But I was. Even though I was on drugs, I was preferred better than this.
Where are we now?
Easthill Park toilets. I remember some nights when it was raining and we were really tired, we used to get the toilet paper. It wasn't tissue, it was paper, and we used to just put it all over the floor in there. And we used to just go to sleep. And the guy used to come in and he used to flick water over us, over the top of the door to make sure we hadn't OD'd or anything. That was my washing machine.
We haven't seen the real Lorna for, well, since 14, it's 5 years. We haven't seen the real Lorna.
I was 14 when I had TJ. He lives with my mum and dad. And then last year I had my mum and dad couldn't have because they already had my disabled brother Thomas and TJ. It wouldn't have been fair on any of them.
It's just a shame that that Lorna wasn't here today. It would have been a day out for her, and some sort of normality.
When Mum and Dad went to the zoo with the boys, I was probably in bed for half the day and then taking drugs for the other half. It went alright, really. Stuff wasn't as bad as what's been going around, because there's been some bad stuff going about. Sorted myself out, so I'm alright now.
And we've told friends of ours, if you should get a tap on the door, don't let Lorna in. No matter what story she tells you, don't let her in, because she'll rob you blind.
I want to get out of it, but it's also a consequence of life. Do you know what I mean? You get into drugs, you've got to do what you got to do to get your money, because otherwise you end up ill. And by ill, I don't mean just runny eyes, runny nose, hot and cold sweats,
Stomach cramps.
Stomach cramps, that's the worst.
And how often is it? How often do you have to have another hit, if you like?
I suppose about 3 or 4 times a day.
It depends on
Yeah, it depends what gear's going around.
what gear's going around. I mean, if it's bad, then you're
More.
going to have to sort yourself out sort of every 3 or 4 hours. But if you get some really good gear, it'll last you about 5, 6, if you're lucky.
She seems to have given up on life, given up on trying to sort herself out, certainly given up on her children.
How would you describe your life?
I can do it
Shit.
in one word, yeah. Shit. Crap.
But we made it that way,
Yeah.
so it's our own faults really.
Living a nightmare.
Can't believe no one else but ourselves.
That's it. So I decided that it was in his best interest that he went up for adoption.
It could well be that it'll be the last time that we'll see him as well, so it's going to be a bit emotional.
Up crying for like 4 hours.
You
Big red puffy eyes. I suppose goodbye got to come sooner or later.
Bye.
Don't forget Nanny kiss and cry goodbye.
He's got a big smile. Come on then. Have another one. And a smile. He's a boy.
And I felt not only had I let myself down and Sue down, but I'd let him down most of all. He'd be better off somewhere else. Oh, obviously I love him to bits, my son, but somebody out there can offer him so much more than what I can. And it would just be really selfish of me to, I mean, keep him here for longer really, and just let him move on. Just hope in a couple of years' time you'll come find me. Ta-ta, baby! Yay! I'm gonna start crying. I've missed out on TJ growing up. I'm gonna miss out on growing up. Can't get that back. Just hope he's gonna be happy wherever he goes. I don't want this life anymore. I want a normal life, and I don't want to lose another child. I really don't. I think it was around here they found Nadie's body, and I'm not